Hello, magandang araw po sa inyo lahat mga ka-Feng Shui. Nandito na naman po si Yuri Saito para magturo sa inyo o ng konting kaalaman ng tungkol sa ating elements sa ating buhay sa To Learn With Me. Ako po ay brand ambassador ng World of Feng Shui at business associate nila. So now, we will begin. Part 2 ito ng aking pagtuturo last time about the animal signs and elements at kung ano ang fortune ng mga taong ito. So, we are now on the metal boar 1971, 2031, 2091. So, sila yung mga farmer's pig. Vision of decorative pin. So, sila yung mga boar na very lucky who enjoys recognition and success due to your own hard work and efforts. Wow, parang naniniwala ako dito. So, the combination of elements is most beneficial as the metal of the heavenly stem enhances and increases the boar's intrinsic element of water. Kasi nga, ang mga boar ang element nila is water. So, this brings attainment, luck, and whatever obstacles may stand in your way, get resolved. So, anong ibig sabihin yan? Sila yung mga boar na kahit na anumang balakid na nandyan sa kanilang buhay, ay nasosolve nila kaagad. So, you are the boar who prefers to live in the country rather than the city, and you subscribe strongly to old-fashioned values of honesty and doing a decent day's work every day. You have determination and you understand the meaning of responsibility. So, ang ibig sabihin niyan, kayo ang mga boar na ang responsibilidad na salita is alam ninyo. So, yung ginagawa nyo yan. Hard work will not deter you from your goals, which is good. One of the destiny readings of this sign is that in your life, you need to overcome 7 major obstacles. Wow! So, we are going on the rat. Water rat, 1972, 2032, 2092 na pinanganak ng mga rat. So, rat on the mountain, ang tawag sa kanila, a vision of trees. This rat is full of contradiction, kayong mga rat. And it will not be easy reading the signs that are associated with it. Nako. Being a water rat, the element combination suggests an excess of water. Kasi nga, ang rat is already water. Kasi number 1 yan. Ang location nila is north. So, water. And then, water pa rin ang inyong heavenly stem. So, you have excess of water. And according to astrological text, this is why such a rat is associated the trees in the forest and mountains which flourish as a result of there being a plentiful supply of water. This is a creature of the wilds, cunning enough to endure the hardest of circumstances while being equally able to totally adapt to whatever scenario it finds itself in. As a personality, this is a rat who comes across fickle, changeable, and often unreliable. Nako, patay tayo dito. Changeable and often unreliable, especially when it comes to keeping longer term promises. Nako. This rat very often surprises those who watch the way it moves quickly from one life scenario to another. This is a rat who will change lifestyle, career, and even its life partner. Ala, patay tayo dyan. Ano yan? Impulsively and suddenly. Nako, kayong mga rata, 1972, 2032, and 2092. This is not necessarily a faithful rat. Ala kayo. Probably because sexual drive is high and emotions do not run deep. Anyamot na ading. So, those born into such a year should note that health can be compromised and long-term aspirations can get distracted by wood-dwelling spirits who reside in the forests and mountains. They can cause you harm. So, mag-ingat kayong mga rat na sa pagpunta ng mountains or forest, di ba? It is important that you do never cut down big trees yourself. Mag-ingat kayo dyan. Huwag kayong hindi kayo dapat nagpuputol ng mga puno na kayo lang mag-isa. As this is likely to cause your luck to go into tree fall. So, yun. Kailangan pag-ingatan ninyo. So, sino sila? 1972, 2032, and 2092. Consequences of offending the spirits can be severe and you would not even know why. In fact, it benefits you to appease the spirits of the forest and trees. Best to use is a pungent. Anong ibig sabihin ng pungent? Matapang. Incense mixed burned over a charcoal brazier. So we go on the water ox 1973, 2033, and 2093. Sila yung mga ox by the gate of visions of shrubs. This is the ox who appears to be constantly waiting. Naku, tamad to sorry. Waiting for something to happen that can transform its life. Ay, sus, Ginoo. Here we see the elements of water and earth because earth destroys water. Yan, destructive elements to. Combining in an inauspicious way. The visions of shrubs indicates the small-minded thinking of this sign. Somehow, this person cannot see that for change to happen, the catalyst must be the self. And the motivation must come from within. Kailangan manggagaling sa sarili ninyo. So, yet this ox expects change to come from outside, to be handed to it on a platter. It is not surprising that life is one long wait and before you know it, the good years have gone by. Kasi nga, naghihintay lang kayo. Diba? This ox luck is especially vulnerable to spirits in cremation and burial grounds. Kaya mag-ingat kayo dyan. You should avoid going to funerals as you could well get hurt by spirit harm. Now we go on the wood tiger, 1974, 2034, 2094. Sila yung mga tiger quenching thirst. Fresh stream water. Kasi water produces wood, okay? This tiger is most comfortable staying home. The vision is of the tiger quenching his thirst along a stream of fresh water. Despite plenty of opportunities for travel sila naman. So, this is not a sign that religious travel. Nor will this tiger hanker after the sociable, glamorous life. Surprising as it seems, this tiger prefers family domesticity. And in fact, the family is the most important thing in the life of this sign. Nako, mabait tong mga tiger na to. But wood tigers have surplus wood. And hidden within its rings of growth are seams of intolerance. Quick to anger, madali silang magalit. The nature of this tiger is hidden jealousy. There is a strong desire for material wealth. Kayong mga tiger na 1974, 2034, and 2094. But there are 5 major obstacles that force the tiger to confront some tough issues. Especially during the midlife years. Yan, dapat kailangan ninyong intindihin yung sinasabi ko ngayon because this is really very true. The problem here is that this tiger tends to get into a comfort zone from which it does not want to move. Change is strongly resisted. For a variety of reasons as a result of which opportunities can pass by and in later life, looking back, regret painfully surfaces. This tiger is vulnerable to serious illness in later life. So, kailangan po nating tandaan yan. Okay? So, we go on the wood rabbit 1975, 2035, and 2095. Enlightened rabbit sila, a vision of cooling water. This is a clever rabbit who is eager to grab at lucrative opportunities that come its way. So this sign watches closely as the stream of water flows, looking intently at the flow of opportunities coming to its doorstep. Parang may kilala ako nito, and it is totoo. Here, the surplus wood element energy yin and is thus more gentle. This is a sign that does not settle into a stable career path until well into middle age. Before that age, wisdom has not yet set in. And the life path is like a series of winding pathways. At that stage of life, change happens suddenly and abruptly. But this rabbit sign is adaptable and continues to grow. Kilala ko siya. Totoo. Relationships and partnerships forged may not last. Nako, totoo nga. But even when there is a parting of ways, this rabbit successfully ensures that there are no recriminations. There is a shrewdness to the sign, and although you can be quite the cad, playing with fire in your sexual escapades, you are likely to get away with this during your younger days. In later life, however, there will be frequent health problems and also conflict in others. Indeed, this sign has to concern with 6 major problems over its lifespan. Naku, kilala ko siya. Punta tayo kay Fire Dragon. 1976, 2036, and 2096. Dragon in the sky sila, and a vision of sand on clay. So this sign benefits from the heavenly fire, which enhances the earth, because fire produces earth. But what is produced is sand and clay naman, which still need to be worked on before they can yield wealth. Kailangan paghirapan. Okay? This is a dragon who must make its own way in the world, even though you may come from a wealthy or influential family. You must not expect any help from your family, as this is definitely not forthcoming, even though you were likely brought up to expect to inherit assets and money. But the fire dragon has hidden resources. May hidden resources kayo, and is able to make its way in the world and all on its own. You are likely to find inspiration from outside your family. This combination is a lucky one, and it is likely that you will have a benefactor. Ang swerte naman ng 1976 na pinanganak at saka 2036 and 2096. Sana all. A mentor or even several mentors whose influence help you to reach your fullest potential. Ang galing-galing naman. Fire dragon who do inherit wealth from within their family businesses must still work for their place in the sun. There is likely to be sibling rivalries that cause minor quarrels, although this is unlikely to materialize into serious rifts until well into your middle age. Nevertheless, be prepared for when it happens. Fire snake tayo, 1977, 2037, and 2097. Ang tawag sa kanila is snake in the pool, a vision of sand on clay pa rin. The snake in the pool has its double fire element energy, cooled and brought under control, indicating a sign that benefits from its calm and stable disposition. This snake is born lucky, as early years are nurturing and later years are equally auspicious. Swerte pa rin kayo. Okay? As early years are nurturing and later years are equally auspicious. Wow! That is when you see your wealth accumulating, your assets having grown to an extent which brings you into a state of living very well indeed. Nagswerte mo ton. Economically and financially, you are very well off. Economically and financially, ang galing. So that you are unlikely to be lacking in resources. This snake is likely to have at least 2 sons, if not more. And in your old age, you are likely to be well cared for. Especially if you are a woman snake. Male snakes will likewise enjoy good retirement years. The fiery snake is well liked and has a pleasant disposition. You have excellent leadership potential and there is support from influential people. Ang galing-galing nyo naman. In later life, your disposition continue to be strong, but there could be cause for tension to stress you out. But even these moments are few and far between. Buti pa kayo. You are lucky in that you are not vulnerable to any of the spirits of the cosmic realms. Swerte. This comes from your sign being that of the snake and from the fire element, which has the effect of natural amulets. Like the fire horse, except that the fire snake is steadier. Ngayon punta tayo kay Earth Horse. 1978, 2038, and 2098. Sila yung horse in stables, visions of heavenly fire. Horse in stable sila. The earth horse is dependable and reliable. A hardworking person whose life revolves around the family. Buti pa sila. Whether man or woman, this horse sign is likely to be both creative and original in its approach to life. The combination of elements is productive and auspicious. But it is a combination which exhausts the sign because earth exhausts fire. Nevertheless, this sign has great reserves of energy. You will do things your way. You are very aware of your individuality and you will resent any kind of control in how you think or work. But you are a person of substance and your colleagues and co-workers can depend on you to get any project done and completed. The only thing is you will always do things your way. This horse is vulnerable to earth owner spirits that reside in farms and old temples. It is best to avoid going to such places if you can help it. Avoid going to temples and farms. Okay? So we go on the Earth ship 1919, 1979, and 2039. Ship in the pasture sila, vision of heavenly fire. This is lucky year where the earth element is strong and stable. This sign of the ship has a positive outlook that sees the brightest side of everything that happens. You possess a vital quality, the ability to rejoice, as a result of which many people appreciate and love the encouragement you offer and the optimism you personify. Your good nature is contagious. And all through your life, you will never be short of friends and supporters. Wow! There is something really artistic and creative in the way you live your life and you can easily find success in any work involving creativity. Your marketing skills are also excellent. Wow! Ang swerte naman ng mga ship na ito. This ship will enjoy a domestic stability that is the envy of friends. Kaiinggitan kayo ng inyong mga kaibigan. You enjoy the stable love of spouse and children. But in your middle age, problems with relatives creep into your life. Okay kayo sa sa mga asawa ninyo o mga anak ninyo, pero na magkakaroon kayo ng conflict sa inyong mga relatives in your middle age. Siblings and older relatives who are not part of your immediate family can cause problems, and there could be a great deal of misunderstandings. It will be hard to stay upbeat, but these are the obstacles you need to face. There are also setbacks to your health and peace of mind. Ala kayo. We go on the metal monkey. 1920, 1980, 2040. There is a hardness arising from an excess of the metal element here, and yet for this monkey, the double metal is also the origin of internalized harmony that creates a calm disposition. This is a sign that has the capability to succeed in almost any field of endeavor. Your benefactor luck is excellent. Your personality is amiable. Your concentration power is strong. And your staying power is fantastic. These are indications of good fortune. And it is up to you how you can parlay this into long-lasting success. So, kayo ang magdi-decide or kayo ang magmamaniobra sa inyong success. Many who belong to this sign enjoy windfall luck, dagli ang pera. As a result of this, favorable indication. So, pwede kayo sa sugal. Money and the expansion of wealth plays a big part in your life. There is a financial and economic stability, and all through childhood, youthful years, through adulthood and maturity, you will not have to suffer a decrease in this stability. Wow, sana all! This is the strength of this sign because metal is actually gold. Kasi nga kin yun, di ba? And gold signifies prosperity. But this monkey's inner spirit is sensitive to spirituality in stained environments. The spirits of the cosmic world can harm you, especially to the monkey who is going through the maturity phase of their life. It is advisable to avoid going to strange or dangerous places during nocturnal hours. Kailangan mag-ingat kayo kahit na swerte kayo, okay? So, we go on the metal rooster 1921, 1981, 2041. Rooster in the gilt cage, ang tawag sa kanila, a vision of rancid oil. In this case of the rooster sign, the combination of metal with the metal element of rooster creates the words Shin-yu, which sounds like rancid oil. This sign will feel restricted, unable to fly, just like a bird in a gilded cage. You could be bound by the tradition or by a conservative family whose principles and belief systems may you feel enclosed. It is a sad situation unless you are somehow able to break free. Only the fire element can burn through the metal bars that imprison you. Kawawa naman itong mga rooster na ito. But if you do use this route to escape, you are certain to get hurt in some way. This rooster sign of double metal, however, will come from a rich background. Wow! There is plenty of wealth in your sign, and for those of you who are able to live and function within narrow confines, success and relatively good life is possible. Nevertheless, the feeling of wanting to escape and fly into the skies will never leave you. Yun nga lang. Be careful you do not let mental anguish and feelings of frustration spoil your happiness. Remember that it is all in the mind. So, yun ang sinasabi palagi sa amin ni Madam Lillian. The magic is in your mind. So, yung mga problema, we can overcome it kung gugustuhin natin. So, the magic is in your mind. If you know how to control your feelings can never control your mind. Yan ang natutunan ko. So, we go on the water dog. 1922, 1982, and 2042. Dog guarding the gate. naman ang tawag sa kanila, a vision of the sea. This is a sign that is traditionally associated with security issues, with guarding others as well as yourself against those who would harm you and your family. This sign brings the attributes of natural alertness and sensitivity, which enables you to more readily read the intentions of others. Kailangan witty kayo. But you can also be too careful. And in instances when excessive nervousness overcomes you, you can allow your fears to overcome your good sense. Sometimes you can be so alert that you are suspicious even of your own shadow. Aray ko. Kasi nga, anong tawag dito, sobra kayo. Kumbaga, ginagard ninyo yung sarili ninyo, hindi nyo alam. Kahit yung, sarili ninyong anino, natatakot na kayo. Marami kayong fears sa buhay ninyo. This is a sign, therefore, that you can allow the mind to get clouded with unseen fears. This makes you risk-averse. Always frightened that you might lose what you already have or that someone might cheat on you. Parang nagdududa, tamang hinala, parang ganun. But there is tact and diplomacy in the way you deal with others, even though your natural instincts are to be suspicious. The good side of this is that you will rarely, if ever, rush headlong into anything. You will prefer a slow advancement that is sure-footed, that to rush into situations and deals that get you into trouble later. The water dog stays in control almost all through its life. Whatever difficulties you face will be due to interference from peaceful king of all the earth spirits. It is beneficial if you get into the habit of making incense offering on a regular basis, as this appeases this king of spirits. So we go on the water boar. Nako, asawa ko to. Water boar 1923, 1983, and 2043. Boar in the forest, a visions of sea waves. This is definitely not the domesticated pig that lives on a farm. This is the wild boar, a fearsome adversary who can be aggressive and intolerant of fools. Totoo. This is a boar who will stop at nothing to get its way to protect family and loved ones. This is a creature of the forest, wild in its natural reaction. The effect of double water is always the forest where trees grow lush and thick and where there are places to hide and opportunities to hunt. Hala, totoo. This sign of the boar is industrious, always alert and forever mindful of the resources that can be amassed. Totoo siya. This is also, adventurous din siya. This is also an adventurous boar who dares to venture into unknown territory. Laka, totoo yan. You are definitely highly intelligent and clear thinking. It is true. You can pull wool over your eyes, but you are too proud. You do not realize that a little bit of humility can do for you. Besides, you are indeed vulnerable to naga spirits as well as earth owner spirits, who can cause you sudden illness and emotional disorders. I agree. Be mindful of the words that come out of your mouth each time you visit temples or museums, as well as when you venture into rural areas and parklands. Be mindful of your speech. O mag-ingat kayo mga boar, ha? We go on the wood rat, 1924, 1984, and 2044. Rat on a roof, a vision of gold from the sea sila. This is the king rat, who is the first animal sign combination of the 60-year cycle. This rat sits high up on the roof, surveying the world. Aba. Confident of all that lies below. This is a very auspicious combination of elements that brings plenty of worldly prosperity to the rat sign born in the year of water. There is literally gold in the water. Wow, ang swerte naman nila. This sign can amass great wealth and gain power in political field. Wow. You are limited only by the extent of your own ambitions. If you think big, you will have big success. And if you think small, you will have small success. In the old days, this sign was associated with the high office of imperial ministers. Here, the gold from the sea also means finding hidden treasure. Something that happens for you in your later life and something unexpected. It also means benefiting from a wealthy friend or mentor, who, by the way, can also become your spouse. Ano yun? If you are a woman, it means you might marry an older man whose wealth will dazzle you. And if you are a man, you could also marry an older woman who will open the way to vast riches and opportunities for you. Oh, ayan, tandaan ninyo ha. 1924 kasi 1924 is already old. 1984 at saka 2044. Kailangan alam nyo yan. There is no denying the big luck associated with this sign. But the bonus is your own brilliance. You can be cunning, sure-footed, and also strategically very clever indeed. Just beware that the good fortune you have always attracts the jealousy of spirits. So in your case, danger comes from the naga spirit. So ano ang dapat ninyong gawin? It's only incense. So, doing incense offering is really very good. So, we need to have, or we need to use every day incense only. So, we go on the wood ox, 1925, 1985, and 2045. Ox from the sea naman sila, a vision of gold from big water. This is a great and lucky sign. The ox from the sea is the wood ox, whose combination of wood and earth mysteriously creates gold from the big waters. Ang swerte naman nila. This is a very auspicious indication as this ox gets to enjoy incredible privileges that will usually be denied to others. You must live by the sea. Kailangan malapit ka sa dagat. As this is what big waters means. And the sea then will be the source of your wealth. O, yan na, tinuturo na sa inyo. Find a business that is somehow associated with the sea and you can well become as rich as the emperor. Oh, sana all. An ancient Chinese poem describes the ox from the sea as someone who will have honors heaped upon him. Not surprisingly then, you will mix with important people all your life, no matter what the circumstances of your birth may be. You can and will rise to a position higher than you ever dreamt possible. Sana all. The ox to watch in this generation then is this 29-year-old whose prospects are as bright as 1,000 sun. Just be mindful to appease the earth spirits. We go on the fire tiger, 1926, 1986, 2046. Tiger in the forest ang tawag sa kanila. A vision of fiery fernance. This is a very powerful tiger sign. Ferocious indeed and also intolerant opposition and definitely someone who will never suffer fools. Beware this tiger who can also be changeable and moody. Like the way flames flicker violently when fueled by the wood. Written here is confronted or challenged directly. This sign roars with rage and will win. Ngayon, for example, challenge nyo sila or kinonfront nyo sila sa isang bagay, hindi kayo mananalo. Kasi sila yung mananalo. But when they meet people of non-violence, this sign becomes uncertain and unsure because they will be placed in unfamiliar territory. Kasi nga, sila yung matapang, 'di ba? So ngayon kapag inaway mo sila, magre-react sila. Pero kapag tahimik ka, doon sila naman na sila yung mga taong hindi makagalaw dahil hindi nga nila territory yun, dahil nga sila nga yung alam nyo naman ang mga tiger, di ba? So the tiger of the forest knows only how to fight and roar and kill. They are lost when they meet someone totally non-aggressive. You are well advised them to jump into fields where a natural fighting spirit places you at an advantage. We go on the fire rabbit, 1927, 1987, and 2047. Rabbit dreaming of the moon. Fiery Fernand sila. The sign of the rabbit has been associated with the moon goddess for centuries. So the rabbit who gazes at the moon is the rabbit whose unfulfilled ambition can often create frustrations and dissatisfactions. So deep they cause the fire to burn even more fiercely. This means that this is an ambitious rabbit that is always harboring plans and strategies, looking for ways and means to attain the heights it craves for. No one will dare to tell you that your dreams may be too tough for your abilities, that you may be better off aiming for something a little more realistic. Looking and dreaming at the moon is an illusion. Gumalaw kasi, and causes you to lose sight of everything else your life has to offer you. This is akin to tunnel vision. Beware you do not go mad thinking excessively. And be mindful also of offending the earth spirits. You are better off simplifying your life and coming down to earth. We go on the Earth Dragon 1928, 1988, and 2048. Dragon of Perfect Virtue, a vision of the forest. Anak ko to, yung panganay ko. This is a down-to-earth dragon. The only one amongst the celestial creature whose feet are firmly planted in the ground and whose thinking too is likewise worldly and tinged with practical reality. This is the dragon who is more on introvert than would normally be expected and definitely someone more restrained. Ambitions and moods are mellow for this sign of the dragon, as a result of which many of you born in this sign can easily get into a comfort zone and lose sight of the potential within you. If in later life you find that you may have lost out or the world seems to have passed you by, you have only yourself to blame. Naku, totoo yata ito para sa anak ko. With feet too firmly planted in the ground or perhaps to indulge during your youth, you can easily lose your ability to fly. You may lose sight of need to work and to sometimes dream. This is the dilemma those of you born into wealthy backgrounds are likely to face. It will do you good to get started looking at how you can live up to your potential. Earth Snake 1989, 2049, and 2009. Snake of Happiness, a vision of bamboo kayo. You are indeed a wise one. This snake is a lovely creature who is an asset to anyone and everyone. Harmonious, tactful, and incredibly sensitive, they sow seeds of happiness to all who enter into their mandala. This combination is an auspicious one, but there we see the sign benefiting others. The fire element of the snake enhances the earth energy all around. You are thus a most gifted sign. Buti pa kayo. And your economic situation gets enhanced and improved with the years. You will indulge your love of travel and might even end up living in a foreign land. This sign of a snake must be careful to appease tree spirits and spirits who live in small rivers and ponds. Definitely, you must not be the one to cut down trees. Ayan na, tandaan ninyo. Or even branches or trees. Better than not to take up gardening as a hobby. Ala kayo. But bamboo is auspicious for you, and planting a clump of bamboo in your front garden will benefit you greatly. Metal horse 1930, 1990, 2050. Horse in the palace, a vision of gemstone. This is a sign associated with great and power. You are destined to acquire great wealth. Wow! More than what you are born with. Ang galing naman. Sana all. And the source of your prosperity will be the emperor. Basically, this means the highest authority in the land. As such, there is also recognition, and it is not unlikely that you could also serve the ruler. This is an excellent sign for here. The fire of the horse sign is interpreted to mean subduing the metal of the heavenly stem, creating the horse who resides inside the palace and who sees visions of valuable gemstones, pearls, jades that signify wealth. This sign of the horse is discreet and very private indeed. Some may even describe you as aloof and proud, although in turn you are merely reserved and shy. Nevertheless, there is no doubt that this sign is not easily approachable. Allah, snobbish kayo. You are certain to hold a high position at a very young age, but power and wealth sit easily on your shoulders. Sana all. Buti pa sila. So ngayon, this is the part 2 of our teaching about the animal signs and elements of the 60 combinations ng ating fortune. Kasi masyado pong mahaba. So, ikat natin ang ating to learn with me with the 60 combination of the animal signs and elements. Sa susunod po, ipagpapatuloy po natin. Sa lahat po ng mga hindi pa po nakasubscribe sa aking channel, please click the button para ma-notify kayo sa mga susunod na mga videos ko. Ako po si Yuri Saito na nagsasabing, hate what is evil and hold on to what is good. Do not let evil defeat you. Instead, conquer evil to good. And welcome those persons who are weak in faith, but do not argue with them with their personal opinions because they only eat vegetables. Sa susunod po, bye-bye!